Right then guys, so here we go again. We're out in my back garden, the weather is lovely. So I've been inspired by Officially Captured to, after last week's my top 10 best video games ever video, to do my top 10 worst video games ever. So yeah, I'm not going to tag anybody in this because if you want to respond to this with your top 10 worst, go for it. But it's hard enough trying to figure out your 10 favourite video games ever, but I think your 10 worst, you think it's been pretty easy, but I think a lot of us have played that many bad games that it'd be hard to kind of sift through it all. The focus of this top 10 is like games that just broke my heart, really let me down, or have just been absolute unplayable rubbish. Most of them are from my childhood. There's a few from my adult years, and there's a lot of Amstrad games. I don't want to hate or disrespect on the Amstrad. I had one in myself as a kid. It was my introduction to gaming, computing in the 80s. It was an amazing system, some great games on it, but there was an awful lot of crap on there, and I unfortunately endured a little bit of it, expecting a lot more. So that's why the Amstrad's mentioned quite a bit, and there's a few PS4 games as well, but we'll get into it. Right, here we go then. So in at number 10 is Fortnite on the PS4. Now, I know this game's a global phenomenon, so many people love it, but I remember getting it downloaded for free. I think it was free back in the day. I think it's still free to play now. I think I haven't played it that much now, but installed it, played it, I thought it was average at best, uninstalled it, haven't played it since, and you know, the world's kind of fallen in love with Fortnite, but not me. So not one of the greatest games that I've really played, to be honest with you, and not really interested to revisiting again. And I do love multiplayer games as well. So in at number 9, we've got Target Renegade on the Amstrad, unfortunately. The original Renegade conversion on the Amstrad is absolutely superb. Probably one of the best conversions of Renegade, and certainly one of the best arcade ports on the Amstrad. It is phenomenal, an amazing game. Loved playing it as a kid. Really love playing it now, and Renegade in the arcade as well. But Target Renegade, I think it got some good reviews in the magazines, and me being such a Renegade fan, just splashed out my pocket money on getting it. I got it home, and it was just a slow, jerky, horrible mess with horrible, haunting, boring music. I just thought it was dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Now, I think it's remembered fondly because I think the Spectrum version was really good. I've never played that, but Target Renegade on the Amstrad, in my opinion, I think it had the 2-player option as well, which didn't say it was dreadful, and certainly not a patch on the original Renegade conversion on the Amstrad. So that's in at number 9. And then number 8, it's another Amstrad game. It's Tombstone. Very, very obscure game. But I had this game as a kid. I don't know how I got it. I think I got it free, or it was like 99p or something. But there's another game here like this, why it's in the top 10, but it scared the absolute hell out of me. I don't know why it did. Perhaps it was like the horror setting, which wasn't, when you look back at it now, wasn't really horror at all. It's just like a cheap kind of Jet Set Willy knockoff. But yeah, that game scared me to death. I was like, I couldn't handle playing it, so I just kind of, just got it, played it once, scared me to death, and kind of just like hid it away, never to play again. So yeah, there you go. The number 7 is the Tiger Electronics Double Dragon handheld game. If you're 80s kids and you're into video games, these Tiger Electronics handhelds, like Double Dragon 2 got it. Street Fighter 2 might have got one in the early 90s as well, I think it did. But they were just cheap, horrible cash-ins on the arcade games, and the handheld version, although it's great to collect, it's a nice little collector's piece nowadays. It's just an unplayable, horrible game that just does not reflect Double Dragon in the slightest. And don't get me wrong, LCD games can be really good fun, but this is a really, really dreadful one. So that's in at number 7. Now this one's going to really surprise you. In at number 6 is WrestleFest. Not the amazing original 1991 arcade game, but the dreadful 2012 iOS remake that was, I think, took off the app stores because THQ lost the license for it or something like that. But dreadful. Looks worse than the 1991 original. Plays worse. It's just horrible. I really don't know how they messed it up, really. I mean, they could have just ported the source code from the arcade, updated the characters, with modern wrestlers, but they made this kind of horrible 2D, 2 frames of animation mess. It's just a dreadful, dreadful game. And like the common theme with these games, that one broke my heart, but not as much as some of the games that are going to be in the top 5 here. But yeah, WrestleFest iOS is dreadful. I'm kind of glad it's not available now because it's terrible. It really is a stain on the legacy. Okay, so number 5 is All the home ports of Street Fighter 1 on the 8-bit and 16-bit European micros. I think there's some American versions, I haven't played them, but I think they're pretty bad as well. The PC Engine CD-ROM version, Fighting Street, is good though. It's a solid port, even though Street Fighter 1 as I came isn't really that good. I know that's going to upset some people, but it's not really that good. What made it fun was back in the day having huge punching pads that you could, which were pressure sensitive, that you could hit, and you know, made a difference to the strength of the attack. You know, like low, medium, and hard attacks. But yeah, the Street Fighter 1 ports, I had it on the Amstrad, and I've seen it on the Spectrum. Commodore 64 looks terrible. The Amiga and Atari ST versions kind of look decent in stills, and on the back of the box, I think dreadful, just as unplayable. Horrible, horrible, horrible game. Great box art though, as you'll see on the photos I included with these videos, and that's another thing with these games. They might be dreadful, but most of them have got really good box art, and you know, artists like Bob Wakelin, you know, for Ocean, imagine some stunning artwork, which really made up very bad some of these games were, really. Okay, back to the Amstrad and back to Renegade again. Another heartbreaker. Number 4 is Renegade 3. I don't know if anyone played this, but again, because Renegade was so good, you're a sucker for it. You bought Renegade 3. The box art looked great. This time traveling theme, which could have been interesting. Dreadful mess. I think it was bugged and broken. You couldn't really get past stage 2 or something, I think. I haven't played that game in, you know, because it scares me to death how bad it is, in 30 odd years. But terrible, terrible, 30, 35 years, terrible game. Awful. Now, jumping over to modern times, I picked up Kick-Off Revival on the PlayStation 4. I think I got it from a charity shop or for a couple of quid somewhere. I don't know, maybe CX. I thought, great, Kick-Off 2. Wonderful games on the 16-bit machines. And, you know, back in the 90s, used to love playing Kick-Off 2. I thought, great, on the PS4, this will be brilliant. Well, you know, loaded it up and, again, unplayable, rubbish, boring, unengaging, looks cheap, terrible presentation. Dreadful, dreadful game. That was kind of taken out of disk drive and uninstalled within minutes of playing it. I couldn't even bear to give it a chance. Dreadful game. Now in number 2, this one comes in at number 2 for not breaking my heart, but it comes in for scaring me to death and being a bad game. And that's Action Man Action Force on the Atari 2600. Back in the 80s, me and my dad got this from a charity shop for like 50p. You know, this is the late 80s, mid 80s now. The Atari 2600 is prehistoric technology at this point. But, you know, we got it cheap, put it in, and I was horrified to see a big giant snake writhing around at the top, shooting at like soldiers running past. Now, I'm pretty much scared of snakes. I've been scared of snakes all my life, but seeing a big giant one in kind of Atari 2600 pixels was absolutely terrifying. So, smashed that power button to off, never played it again. I gave that game about 30 seconds, and I think I gave it to somebody else. It was just, terrified me as a kid, and I'm getting a bit of PTSD talking about it, and just a terrible game. And then at number 1, just for heartbreak, terrible game, is the, sorry again Amstrad fans, is the Amstrad Outrun conversion. Catastrophically bad game. Some of the perks of it, the box art's good, you got a free tape, so you can listen to the arcade music you know, while you're playing on your Amstrad, because I don't think there's any music in the game anyway. But terrible. You know, at least it didn't do a cheap specky port. It was black and white, and it was colour. But the game moves at like 5 frames a second. You feel like you're doing 2 miles an hour, which is what Outrun's not about. Boring, horrible, heartbreak, disappointment, and just kind of really epitomises kind of UK software houses. We're getting these arcade licenses, big arcade licenses from Sega, Namco, Data East, all the big arcade players, and just shoveling out tripe, which was just heartbreaking. You know, $8.99 back then, it's still, you know, it's still money now, but it's, you know, a fair chunk for a kid in the 80s. That pay $8.99 for that rubbish was terrible, utter garbage, terrible game. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed that. I've only included like the box art in the video so you can see what the game's covers are like. Please feel free to play some of these games or emulate them, whatever, at your own risk, because they are terrible. And just let me know what you think. If you want to do a response video to this for your top 10 worst, go for it. Just let me know what you think and any experience if you play these kind of games, guys. So, yeah, thanks again. Enjoy the weather.